portion, there's a discussion of the people who were carrying the body of Joseph, and we know that there's a connection. It's called the Pesach sacrifice. That you have to be pure, which means that you have to not have been around a dead body, for instance, certain things that cause a person to be impure. And if a person is impure, he cannot partake of the Pesach sacrifice. So during that year, the group who were in charge of carrying the body of Joseph through the desert, they come to Moses, and they say, Lama nikara. So why should we not partake of Pesach, of the light of Pesach? Because we are impure by carrying the body of Joseph. So they come to Moses and they say, we are impure because we carried the body of Joseph. Why should we lose out on the opportunity of the spiritual elevation that comes with connecting to Pesach, connecting to Passover? So many of the commentators ask, they say, the question is a strange question because they know the rules. The rules are that if you are impure by a dead body, you do not partake of Pesach. Why are they coming saying, why should we be excluded? You're excluded because you're impure. You know that. They know the rules, that type of connection is not available for those who are impure by a dead body. So what are they asking Moses? What can Moses do? It's like you come to somebody and you say, I don't know, I want to jump off a building off the 30th floor and I don't want to get hurt. Well, it doesn't work like that. There's a rule. And the rule is jump off a building, there's 30 floors, you fall to the floor, you get hurt. You can't come to me and say, I want to do that, and you know the rules. So the same thing the commentators ask. The rules are very straightforward. The connection to Passover is not for those who are impure by a dead body. They are impure by a dead body. What are they asking Moses to do? But we learn from here, and this is a very important understanding. Migodel hatshuka lakarib korban Hashem. They knew desire, the power of desire, that when a person truly has a desire to connect to the light of the Creator, even if the rules say they shouldn't be able to or they can't, the desire that a person has opens a new pathway. Umigodel hatshuka lo chashu la'asher hayutmim v'tzavchu lama nigara, which means they understood that there's the natural way of things, and there are laws and rules that apply to a person's spiritual connection and a person's spiritual growth. But they also knew that above all else, when a person is able to awaken a true and deep desire, then they can find a new pathway that never existed before. And this is a very important understanding. We'll come to see some of the ways this can and should influence our lives. Again, there's a regular pathway of spiritual work, of spiritual study, spiritual development that can bring a person to a certain level. Sometimes in life you find yourself in a position where either you want to go higher than naturally you can get to right now, or you find yourself lower and you're asking, how can I grow higher quicker? How can I go beyond the rules? And what they were saying to Moses is that there must be a way, with desire, to create a new pathway. The natural pathway takes this way, and it takes 10 years. I want to create a new pathway that takes 1 year, takes 6 months, and it's a shortcut. Desire for a connection to the light of the Creator has the power to create shortcuts. That has the power to create new pathways for connection with the light of the Creator. Even though they said we know that we are not pure, we do not have the natural ability to connect, but we desire desperately and greatly. We desire greatly from our desire to connect to the light of the Creator and our desperate need to connect. We know there must be new pathways created. So then Moses comes back to them and says, the Creator just came to me and said, there's a new pathway. This new pathway did not exist before these people came by. The new pathway technically just means that a month later, in the month of Iyar, there's another opportunity to connect to the same light that everybody else who was pure connected to on Pesach. This new pathway, which comes in Iyar, which we call Pesach Sheni, was not existing before. It was a new pathway created by their desire to connect to the light of the Creator. And from this we learn that for us, you find yourself in a place that's distant from the light of the Creator. You have to know that you have the ability to create a new pathway of connection from where you are. You are aware of the natural path of things, that this, to get from where I am to where I want to get to where I need to get to, it's going to take me years, and it's going to take me that process. But there are moments when you can awaken enough desire based on the knowledge that I and you and each one of us can create a new pathway that does not exist before, but that pathway is created with what? Is created with a great desire. With a great desire to connect to the light of the Creator. From wherever you are, you can create a new, shorter, quicker pathway to a connection to the light of the Creator. Through tremendous desire, awakened and held on to and deepened, one can create a new pathway. You can draw to yourself new light that never existed, create a new pathway that never existed. That through that new pathway, you can be back on the path that connects you directly to the light of the Creator. Again, it's a very important understanding, again, because whether we think about it with this clarity or not, most of us understand the way even the spiritual logic and the spiritual path works. To get from point A to point B takes this amount of time, takes this amount of effort. And if you go sideways, if you go off that pathway, it's going to take you that much longer to get back on the pathway. What this Shabbat is about, what this consciousness is about, is the understanding that every single individual, no matter where they are, has the ability only through tremendous desire, tremendous yearning, create a new pathway of connection that quickly, beyond nature, brings him or her to a deep and strong connection to the light of the Creator that is not natural, that is not the way things should be, or the way things are. But with great deep yearning and desire for connection to the light of the Creator, you create a new pathway that puts you back to a deep and strong connection with the light of the Creator. And so he brings an example, a mashal. A person's on the road, and in front of him there's two pathways. So there's two pathways. One pathway is a clean, paved road, and the other pathway is one filled with water and ditches and dirt. So he starts going on the wrong pathway, the one that's filled with dirt and filled with potholes and no clear and paved road. In the morning he wakes up and he says, wow, I really chose the wrong path. This one that I'm on is filled with filth and filled with dirt and filled with potholes. I should have gone on the other one, which was, paved and simple and straightforward. But the right path, the path that is paved, that one is now far away because he spent a whole day walking in the wrong path. What should the person do at that point? Rather than spending the next few hours cleaning himself up, what he should do is jump quickly, run towards the right path. That running towards the right path, again, is the awakening of true yearning and desire for connection to the light of the Creator, and then all the filth that he has brought upon himself will fall off by itself. So it is true for an individual, whether the person has been on the wrong path, or even if he or she decided from where I am to where I want to get to, and my connection is much greater than the way I can get to there naturally. I want a quicker pathway. I want, therefore, a new pathway. The desire awakens that. Don't start thinking about how am I going to, change, transform negative actions that I've done. But rather you should jump, which means awaken the desire and yearning for a true connection to the light of the Creator, and then all the filth will fall by itself. The rule is, don't wait until the cleansing of the filth of the negative path, but rather, more importantly, quickly awaken the yearning and the desire onto the right path, knowing that when a person, that choice, and that desire, and that true yearning, as we said, creates a new pathway. It's a tremendously inspiring and necessary thought. Again, most of us, either from our own thoughts, more importantly, the negative side comes to us and says, from where you are to where you need to get to, from where you are to a true connection to the light of the Creator, there's a long way, and take that way. But then there is the other pathways, and that's what this Shabbat is about. I don't want the long pathway. I don't want the pathway that is held up by maybe some of the negative things that I've done. I want a new pathway. I want a quick pathway. Yearning and desire, that thought of, and as we'll study a little bit further, as Rav Asher calls it, the yearning for dvekut, the yearning for our soul's connection to the light of the Creator, creates a new pathway from wherever you are, directly to the light of the Creator.